Hi, I'm Lenard Guzman with Delegrate.me. We're a BPO 2.0 company. In this video, I wanted to go over how outsourcing actually helps create jobs here in the U.S. And I know that's it's like counterintuitive, but what happens is when you open a back office, right, you're able to help your company cut costs to increase its profitability, especially when a company is going through some hard, difficult times, is when they're not hitting their earnings or whatever the reason may be. Bottom line is the company isn't hitting their profitability marks. My experience in this is that I used to work in accounting. I used to work for this e-commerce company who would sell things online, who would sell thousands and thousands of these parts, selling it out of a warehouse. And so what I would do in the accounting department is I would keep track of these transactions every day, thousands and thousands of items. And what I would do is I would get these spreadsheets processed to the Philippines, because we had a team there that would process these spreadsheets, and then I would get them back, I would review it, and then I would turn it into my manager. And that company did so well in their operations that they went public. They grew so fast, and I know for a fact that they wouldn't have gotten to that point unless they had, if they didn't have these back offices in the Philippines, they wouldn't have been as profitable. So that's my experience in it. And they were able to, prosper because of it. And so, sometimes, sure, a company does have to lay off some jobs. Like in the news today, I read that Zynga was laying off their staff, part of their staff. I don't know how many thousands of jobs they were laying off. But basically they're, kind of cutting the fat. I guess a lot of employees weren't carrying their weight. And, it depends, what you do too. Like, let's say sales, I used to have a sales job, and the thing is, if you didn't hit your marks, your quotas for the quarter or whatever period of time, you're let go, you're fired, because in sales you're able to easily trace the revenue that you create for your company. And let's say you're not meeting that, let's say you have to generate 10x in sales to justify your salary. That's an easy thing to trace, whereas something like tracing how engineers' productivity and activity are related to the profitability is kind of harder. But basically, it's kind of the same kind of formula, because it's the companies, if it's public or private, their number one thing is profitability. And so what Delegrate does, or another outsourcing company, they're able to save labor costs because of the geo arbitrage. And so my message is that outsourcing actually helps create jobs, because it helps that company, instead of going bankrupt, right? It helps it survive maybe another year, another 24 months or 3 years down the road. And then later on, when, whether the economy or whether that space or industry is down, it comes back up. And so maybe, the company will decide to, rehire or hire even more people in the years to come. But, the back office is definitely maybe, if it's not an immediate solution, a long-term solution too. That there's a kind of a misconception, because the thing is, right, let's say there's layoffs. I know they're just, this Fortune 100 I'm thinking of, they just laid off about 2,000 employees here in Southern California. And so, yeah, you cut 2,000 jobs, but you save, let's say, 50,000 jobs. And, it's kind of the lesser of the evil. So if you're interested more about talking about BPO, outsourcing, or you want to build your army and dominate your competitors, go to our website, delegrate.me, and send us a message.